Hello everybody, it is me again, Caffeinated Moth. And this video, I'm thinking about covering the silent courtesies when it comes to Griffin Destiny. And I think the best place to start a video like that is to start at spawn. Now, we all know that spawn is by far the busiest, as well as the most popular of all the locations on the map. And due to this, there is some silent courtesies that a lot of people participate in when we are all in one area, whether it be AFK or hanging out. Here's some of the common courtesies I've noticed and practiced myself. Now, we all know everyone likes to sit in a neat little circle around spawn. But we also know this is one of the most congested places, and it fills up rather quickly, especially in very large servers. One of the rules that gets me not really upset, but that drives me nuts whenever I go into a server is people sitting smack dab in the middle. Why? It's because when I sit in this circle, as an example, I always sit on this outer ring, my hind legs in the furthest back circle, either sitting or laying down like this, and I always face my character. It allows me to see myself and those nearest around me most likely to speak to me. Now, when people are sitting in the circle, it robs me of that ability to watch the area around me efficiently, especially if they're sitting in there AFKing or spamming. And I believe a lot of people use this as their camera space as well. So if you have to be in the middle, try to keep it short and sweet. Another thing when it comes to sitting around people is a lot of times I notice people like to reach out with their wings, but as you can see, I'm clipping through this model here. If they were sitting up a little bit, it'd be fine, but you should always be mindful just where your model sits and who it is interfering with. Now, if I had a bunch of friends under my wings and I was actively online hanging out with them, that's fine. But if you're going to AFK, there is no reason for you to be taking up this much space in such a congested area. One of my favorite wing poses to use is the frightened. It displays my wings fully and neatly, and it's tucked nicely behind me. Another way that I notice people taking up a lot of unreasonable space around spawn is doing the flat motion when they are reared up. There's no reason to do this because it takes up a lot of space. It clips right around this area, and it makes it really hard for people to sit with you and just also hang out in AFK. Another thing people need to be mindful of, especially when it comes to your model and you're using some of these larger tails, your tails take up a lot of space as well. If you're hanging out with a friend actively, it's not so bad if they're sitting right beside you, but you take up about the space of two people, especially if you want to AFK. Especially when we have the ability to pull our tail just slightly out of the way, at least to where it's out of the circle. I believe just about all of these keep it nicely tucked away out of the circle. I think the alert's the best as it keeps it still without being much of a bother to anyone. And I think those are the basic ones I just wish to cover when it comes to the silent courtesies when it comes to spawn. Mind you, these are just personal courtesies I consider, and they're no way rules or anything. They're just ways to simply be mindful and be nice when around spawn, especially if you're going to be AFKing for a really long amount of time. You just want to make sure that you aren't, again, taking up any unnecessary space you don't have to, and being mindful of those around you as well. If you have any silent rules or courtesies that you would like to add, feel free to leave a comment down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!